Give me that learner's definition of it. It'll say the next one. Yep, that's it.
If someone or something is preeminent in a group, they are more important, powerful, or capable than other people or things in the group.
There you go, in the group and in a family setting. You as a man, what does it say? You are important, you are powerful, and you are capable. When Jesus the Christ, the Spirit comes upon you and he calls you as a soldier. Never forget that. Is that it for preeminent? Yeah. Okay, let's see the synonyms. Go ahead, let's read those.
Synonyms of preeminent. Distinguished. Dominant. Main. Outstanding. Peerless. Predominant.
Renowned.
Transcendent.
That's you. And when you a man, you take on a wife, you got kids in your household, yeah, you are preeminent. You are predominant. You are transcendent. Even if you don't have them, you still carry yourself as that way when God calls you to be a soldier. Let's go back to that in Sirach 33, verse 18.
The book of Sirach, chapter 33 and verse 18. Hear me, O ye great men of the people, and hearken with your ears, ye rulers of the congregation.
Remember, when God calls you, you are a great man in his eyes. Sirach chapter 10, verse 24. He would have never called you if you wasn't great in his eyes. So now you got to see yourself great in your own eyes. Stop seeing yourself as grasshoppers and them and other people as giants. No, you one too. You a giant yourself. Sirach 10, verse 24.
The book of Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 24. Great men and judges and potentates shall be honored.
Those are the people that are in the world that have those titles. That's like your judges of law, right? Your famous people that are honored all over the earth, right? Great man, judges, and potentates. Sure, they'll get their honor in the world. Keep reading.
Yet is there none of them greater than he that feareth the Lord?
You're a great man when you fear God and keep the commandments. They are not greater than you. Whatever title the world has given them, they ain't greater than you when God calls you to be a soldier in his son, Jesus the Christ army. Remember that. Give me that now in verse 22.
The book of Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 22. Whether he be rich, noble, or poor, their glory is the fear of the Lord.
That's your glory, is the fear of the Lord. So it don't matter how much wealth you got. It don't matter what type of family you come from. Hell, it don't matter if you grew up in the projects. When you fear the Lord, you're a great man in his eyes. Now go to Sirach chapter 33. Let's read 19 through 22.
The book of Sirach, chapter 33 and verse 19. Give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend, power over thee while thou livest.
Read on.
And give not thy goods to another, lest it repent thee, and thou entreat for the same again.
You try to get your reputation back. You can't get it once it's gone. Go ahead.
As long as thou livest and hast breath in thee, give not thyself over to any.
Read on.
For better is it that thy child should seek to thee, that thou shouldest stand to their courtesy.
Read on.
In all thy works, keep to thyself the preeminence.
Keep the preeminence. Keep the predominance. Walk around and carry yourself that way. Don't let these other nations look down on you like you are less than them. No, you hold your head up high. You know you're an Israelite. You're a great man. You've been called in the army of Jesus the Christ as a soldier. No matter what title they got, they ain't greater than you. You always keep the preeminence in your household, especially you don't give your wife power over you or your kids. They are to stand to your courtesy. When you say come here, they ass better come there. When you say do this, they better do it. Because God said you got the preeminence. Can you pull back up what the synonyms of preeminent so we don't forget those? Read it again.
Distinguished.
Be distinguished always.
Dominant.
Dominant always. And that ain't saying not using wisdom in your dominance, but you just don't let nobody rule over you. Go ahead.
Main. Outstanding.
Stay outstanding. God says in all thy works, be outstanding. Leave not a stain in thine honor. Give me that now in Esther chapter 2. Esther chapter 2 in the Old Testament. Esther chapter 2. Let's read verse 20 through 22 fairly quickly.
The book of Esther, chapter 2 and verse 20. Esther had not yet showed her Esther had not yet showed her kindred, nor her people, as Mordecai had charged her. For Esther did the commandment of Mordecai, like as when she was brought up with him.
My bad. Esther chapter 1, verse 20 through 22. That's what I want. Esther chapter 1, 20 through 22. Go ahead.
The book of Esther, chapter 1 and verse 20. And when the king's decree, which he shall make, shall be published throughout all his empire, for it is great, all the wives shall give to their husbands honor, both to great and small.
Whether rich or poor, whether noble or not, he shall be with honor, preeminence in his house. Read on.
And the saying pleased the king and the princes. And the king did according to the word of American. And he sent letters into all the king's provinces, into every province according to the writing thereof, and to every people after their language, that every man shall bear rule in his own house.
Bear rule, preeminence in his own house. Thus saith the Lord. Go ahead.
And that it shall be published according to the language of every people.
Give me that now. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6. Every man, whether rich, whether poor, whether noble or not, he should bear rule. He should have preeminence in his own house. Never should he be a simp. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, 1 through 3.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6 and verse 1. Hear therefore, O ye kings, and understand, learn, ye that be judges of the ends of the earth.
That's you right there. When God calls you, you become a judge of the whole entire earth by using his law. Thus saith the Lord. Go ahead.
Give ear, ye that rule the people, and glory in the multitude of nations. For power is given you of the Lord.
God gave you preeminence. Take it. Go ahead.
And sovereignty from the highest. Who shall try your works and search out your counsels?
Now go to Mark chapter 1. Mark chapter 1. So how are you supposed to speak? How should you speak? Mark chapter 1, verse 22.
The book of Mark chapter 1 and verse 22.
Yep.
And they were astonished at his doctrine, for he taught them as one that had authority.
God called you to have authority. The same way that Jesus Christ has it, it's the same thing that he gave to you. So when you speak with authority. Let's see, pull up that definition and let's see what authority means. Because some people may not know what that means. They might think that, be loud when you talk. Let's see what it says. Pull it up.
The definition of authority. An expert on a subject.
What?
An expert on a subject.
An expert on a subject. That's what you should be. When it says authority, that don't mean just being loud. I'm going to be louder than you. No. It means be an expert on a subject. Know what you're talking about. What's the next one? Go back to it. Read that second one. Yeah, 8.
8. Persuasive force.
Persuasive force. That's authority. You're persuasive in your word. They can't gainsay your mind. You know what you're talking about. That is authority. Speak with it, just like Jesus the Christ did. Let's go to that next one that we got up here on authority. Let's see what Learner said, because they put it in sentence form. Go ahead.
An authority is an official organization or government department that has the power to make decisions.
Didn't we just read where it said, God said, I have made you judges of the earth. You've got authority with God. Read number 2.
2. Someone who is an authority on a particular subject knows a lot about it.
Knows what?
Knows a lot about it.
In order to be authoritative on something or have authority, you're going to have to study to show yourself approved. That's how you get to that level of speaking with authority. You know what you're talking about. Jump down to the next ones.
1. Authority is the right to command and control other people.
Ooh, right there. Read what's up under that. What does it say under that? Family?
A family member in a family business has a position of authority and power.
So family member in a family business. Okay, go ahead. Read the next one, number 2.
If someone has authority, they have a quality which make other people take notice of what they say.
Of what they say. That's how Christ spoke. He knew what he was talking about. He wasn't just loud all the time. No, he spoke loud when he needed to. But all the time when he spoke with authority so much that the Pharisees said, man, we can't ask this dude no more questions. Know what you're talking about when you speak. Speak with persuasive force, right? Give me that now in Sirach 39, verse 1. Let's see how you get to that level of thinking.
The book of Sirach, chapter 39 and verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies.
That's how you get authority. When you meditate upon the laws of God, upon the wisdom of God, upon the prophecies, when that becomes your breakfast and your dinner and your nighttime snack, when you start meditating upon the words of the laws of God, that's how you begin to speak with authority. Jump up to verse 6 now.
Verse 6, when the great Lord will, he shall be filled with the spirit of understanding. He shall pour out wise sentences and give thanks unto the Lord in his prayer.
You're going to pour out wisdom. Now, give me that in Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8. Let's read 10 through 12. Let's get an example of authority. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8. Let's read 10 through 12.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8 and verse 10. For her sake, I shall have estimation among the multitude.
That's wisdom, right? Go ahead.
And honor with the elders, though I be young.
Though he what?
Though I be young.
Though I be young. Go ahead.